Hello everyone, this is Niraj. Welcome back to this channel. If you guys are new over here, subscribe this channel because I share everything about web development. So in this video, we are going to build a brand new to-do app. The to-do app contains features like creating to-do, deleting to-do, and editing to-do. The tech stack we are gonna use are the latest Next.js 14, Tailwind CSS for styling, Typescript, and use context for data management throughout the application. So let's jump into the video. So basically, we have 5 steps to complete our to-do app. The first step is to install Next.js 14 app, but don't worry, I have already installed and pushed Next.js 14 app that we are gonna use with all the necessary components and it to do page. Just you need to navigate to this URL and copy this URL using Ctrl plus C and open any terminal and write git clone and paste this URL. Don't worry, I will provide this URL in the description box. Just go and copy from there. Make sure you have git installed in your computer. Okay, after installing, just navigate to the folder. This is 01 to do YT and start your development server using yarn dev or npm run dev. Okay, so it has started. Let me open in my browser and see if everything is working properly. Yeah, so it is taking some time. So as you can see, it has started successfully. Don't worry if this logo and this logo don't work. Come to your VS Code and in your page.tsx, just delete all this unwanted code and write all to do from component slash all to do and hit save and you will see a small to do. We will fix this, don't worry. So come to layout.tsx and you need to write navbar component here. So actually that is header. You will find navbar.tsx inside component folder. So write navbar and import it. Okay, after doing this, you will see this good looking navbar. Just do one more thing. Inside body class name, write this and width 2 by 3 and margin auto. Okay, so it will align correctly. And you must be wondering why just writing these two class names. Our page looks good. We have margin equal from left and right side. So let me tell you, it is nothing but Tailwind CSS. We have already installed this Tailwind CSS in our application. Just head to package.json and inside development dependencies, you will see Tailwind CSS 3.3.0. So whatever Tailwind classes you will write, it will apply to our application. Alright, so let's fix this logo. Okay, so head to navbar.tsx and inside navbar.tsx you will see this src folder. Make sure you have favicon.ico in your public folder. Okay, Let me check this. Okay, so just rename this image favicon.png, and in your nava.tsx write favicon.png, and you will see this logo. Great. So our first step, installation, is done. Let's move to the second step, that is making store. We will make server store using useContext API hooks in TypeScript. You will also learn how to create useContext hook in TypeScript, and these are nothing but two different pages. So let's move to VS Code and write a folder name. You can name it store or context. I prefer context, so I will write context and make one folder also, that is lib or definitions. All right, so lib means all the constant, and write definitions.ts. Basically we are going to write the data type. Okay, so let's leave it and write to do context dot typescript x. I will tell you why we are using this tsx. So first I will import React, and okay, let me show you this error, and just write type to do. This type to do means what type of data we are going to take from the user. So first of all we have this title and it is string, then description and it is also string, and id, that is number. All right, and date, string. Yeah, let us write string, export const, and we will create a new context, that is to do context. Create context, and the first is null. I will show you why this is giving me error. I will tell you this. Export function to do context. Let name this provider, and it will take one argument, that is children. Okay, so let's fix this error. So what is children? We need to specify the type of the data type of children. So the data type of children is nothing but react dot react node. All right, so let's return and to do context dot. Okay, so let's fix this error. Let's check what this error is saying. Argument of type null is not assignable to parameter of type context or undefined. So basically we need to write a props to do context props, and in this we have basically to do in array of data to do. So here we need to specify to do context or null, and let's create a use state to manage or store all the to-dos. Set to do equal from React. I want use state, and this is nothing but an array of to do. Let's hover on this and just copy, and let's write this type of set to do. Okay, so you will see this error is gone. Now what is this? Okay, I want this create context from React. That's why I write react.createContext. I'm recently using this React because I can know what data is coming from where. React.provider, and you also know this. And wrap all the children. It needs value. So I want to wrap all the value in a variable. For example, const all values, or what I write, const, yeah, all value is nice. All value is equal to do set to do, and just write here all values, and you will see the error is now gone. So this is how we create context in TypeScript. And yeah, I told you why we are using this X. So let's rename this to just TS, and you will see different errors because we are using this to do context.provider. When I hover this, it will say cannot find namespace to do context. That's why we write TSX. Yeah, you may wondering why this automatically came to the previous position, because I pressed. So let's head to the browser, or we have successfully created this use context store in our application, and we need to wrap it to our application to use it in layout. So I will wrap it here, and you will see how TypeScript is so smart than JavaScript. First, let me import to do context. Alright, to do context provider I want. Why this is importing in bracket? Let's check. Yeah, okay. I forgot to write default here. Yeah, now this is fine. To do context provider and just wrap all the children. We have successfully wrapped our application to do context provider. Now let's use it in our application. So first go to this component all to do and just check it out if it is working. Come to localhost 3000, hit refresh. What is saying? Create. Yeah, this is the error I was telling. This error means Next.js runs on a server, and this create context is a client component. I mean is client hook. So you can only use it in client. So let's move to do context, and the error itself will tell you the solution. Add the use client. Next.js 14 offers great command to run a page or component in client as well as in server. If you want to run this in client, you simply use client, or if you want to run it in server, use simply use server. But we want to use it in client, so I will hit use client. Okay, so let's move to AddTodo.tsx. I want to use it here. You have seen I have successfully implemented and wrapped in our application. So let's use it here. Const all values equal use context, and where this is context coming from? Yeah, you are right. To do context. And if you have worked on create context, you must be wondering why we are writing about this. Because in JavaScript, we write like this: to do and set to do. But in TypeScript, we cannot write like this. TypeScript is a secureable. TypeScript is so secure than JavaScript. It gives errors for every single data type, for every single data error. So all these structural elements are unused. Property set to doesn't exist on type. Yeah, it is telling why you are just writing this to do and set to do and just importing from to do context, because it may not be there. Yeah, it will work. Definitely it will work. But it is telling us that what should I do when there is no to do and set to do. So we need to write first all to do and tell this browser, hey, if there is not all values, just return null. I don't want to do anything. And if there is, just import value from all values. Yeah, you will see how TypeScript is so smart that it detects what we are going to import. So we are going to use to do here. Okay. So let's actually this all are Tailwind CSS. So don't worry about this. Let's write. Let's first see if it is working. To do what dot length. Yeah, the same error because we are using use context and this is in server component. Let's make it client component. Okay, so you will see 0 here because we have 0 to do. Let's just map this. Yeah, let's just map this. Let's say, hey, I want to map with to do. And yeah, if you work in JavaScript, you will see this magic. To do dot, it automatically detect that to do is an array. It gave me all the possible property. So I want to use map, and let's just it take two parameter, one all single to do. Let's call e or an index. So I want to tap it in square bracket because I don't want to use return. Yeah, and it will complain for key, so I will give the key. Yeah, as you can see, this is gone because we don't have any to do. Let's write here e dot title. Let's write here e dot alright description. Let's write here e dot and see how smartly it is giving all the possible property. Let's okay, I think this much, yeah, did, because we are using this index, so we don't want id. Okay, so we have successfully implemented use context in all to do .tsx component. Let's So when you navigate to AddTodo or just click here AddTodo, then you will see this awesome box or form, and just come to add or page dot inside AddTodo. You will see these all HTML elements and all the styles, Tailwind styles. So let use state to store all these values or all these box or input values. So I will write const. The first one is title. Yeah, we know title from where? From React dot use state, and the first initial value is string. Let's write description and set description react dot use state, and it is also the same. The first value is a empty string. Let's implement this in input. Value is title, and okay, on change is set title. This is just basic. If you don't know, I have created an awesome tutorial on use state. I will put the link in the description box. Just watch from there. And this is description, and on change set description dot target dot value. Okay, the next, the same problem. So you know what to do. Just use client, and after finishing all this, I will make on submit handle add to do, and just copy this and come here and make a function. And yeah, we need to use useContext here to add all this to do inside the useContext data or inside this tool. So I'll write all values, and now you know why I'm writing this useContext. I don't want to import just from like this. I want to use it from react.useContext. And what is the context value? That is to do context. And you know what to do. If not all values, just return null. And if there is all values, just destructure all values. And I want, okay. So here comes the interesting part. We want a function to add this to do inside our data or inside our store. We must have a function. Let's head to do context.tsx, and let's make a function const add to do. Yeah, and what it will be taking this title as string, and id we will write description as string, and date as string. Okay, so set to do and previous to do. If you don't know why I'm writing this, just watch the tutorial on use state that I have made. That is awesome. And previous, and I'm writing this title as title, description as description, date as date, and it will ask for ID because we have specified for property. So the ID should be to do dot length plus 1, and the errors are gone. So now I hope you understand the uses of this type data. So I will cut it and just import or just cross and to do import. Okay, there is nothing type to do, or just copy this and paste it here and write export because we want to use this in another file. Just cut this and import this from definitions. Okay, so let's add this add to do, and we have added this add to do to all values, so we need to specify this here, add to do. And what is the type? This is a function that is taking title as string, this all, and what is it is returning null. So we can successfully implement this here, add to do, and just call this function. This is giving me error because it needs this three parameter title, dsc, string, and date. So the first one is title, the second one is description, the third one is this date. So let's write const current date and write here date. All right, so title, description, and date, comma date as okay. So what is the error? Title, description, and date, title and description, yeah, current date here. Okay, so the current date is date. All right, date. Okay, so let's check if it is working. So the title should be go to market and buy some potatoes and ginger. Hit add to do. Okay, so the page is reloading. We need to prevent this. So write e dot prevent default. Okay, e dot prevent default. And what is the error? It is saying implicitly, yeah, has any type. It means type any. Okay, so let's write again. Go to market and buy some potatoes, add to do, and you will see, yeah, you will see this to do has been added successfully. So you might be wondering, if it has added, we need to clear this. Let's set description to be empty character, empty string. Yeah, nice. So go to gym, do bench press, and add to do. So the values are gone. Let's head to do. And yeah, you will see this to do has been added successfully. We will now work on edit and delete functions. So let's come to this to do context and let's make delete to do. Yeah, delete to do because edit to do is a little bit complex. So I will first write the function for delete to do and it will take an id as number and let's set to do as previous to do. This means hey, just get all this to do, all this current to do, and just see if there is filter and just remove the to do of id or single to do, or let's write e dot id not equal to id. Yeah, so let's let me explain you this function. So I want to set to do as first take all the to do and just filter as e.id not equal to id. So I will write this here delete to do and just specify delete to do here. I just want id as number and I don't want to return anything. So void. Yeah, let's use this in our application. Let's move to okay where it is all to do and inside this delete button I want to just import this delete to do here on click. I just want to call this delete to do and I want to pass id. Yeah, so let's see if it is working. Okay, all to do's are now gone. Let's refresh this. Let's hit to do. Hey, go to gym, do bench press and add to do. Let's come to this to do and just delete this. Let's hit this delete. Okay, so this to do is now gone. So we have successfully implemented delete to do in our application. So let's move to edit to do. Let's come to VS Code and just write this edit to do. So let's make this function, or let's do one thing. First, let's get to do, go to market, take some cheese and add to do and come here. And if I click edit, I should navigate to this that form. So I need for that I need to make a folder as edit and inside this I need to pass as id. I'm thinking to pass like as slash edit slash id and yeah, so the domain name slash edit first here domain name domain name and slash edit slash id as bracket, because this id we don't know, it is dynamic. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4. So Next.js uses this big bracket to specify dynamic id as id, and inside id I will write page.tsx. Yeah, the page.tsx. So let's come to AddTodo and just copy this all and just paste it here. I will tell you why. Just delete this all. Yeah, delete this all and delete this. Just we need this title, description, delete this all. Okay, so if you head to this edit, I want to all to do. I want to import navigation or router from use navigation or use router. Yeah, use router from next slash navigation. And I want to just navigate to on click. Hey, just navigate to router and router dot push and slash edit and the id dollar e dot id. Okay, so let's click on this edit and it will navigate to slash edit slash one because the id is one and page. So the initial value should be all values from react dot use context to do context, and the initial if there is not all value just return null, and if there is all value just destructure from all values as to do. I just need all to do. I will tell you why. I just need this specific to do of this id so that I can write the initial value of that and just edit set specific to do from react dot use state and a specific to do should be an object. So I will write use effect. I want to run it. First I want to need this id. So const id equal to, we can get this from use params. So let's first see if id we can see id correctly. So here we have return use client. So all this console will be displayed on the browser. Yeah, we can see this one. I need to run this use effect on every different id. So set specific to do as First, let me filter this to do. Filter to do equal to do dot find. It will find one object, and if we write five filter, it will just filter one array. But we want an object. To do dot find as e dot id equal to id. So let's set this filter to do. Let's check this id. This comparison appear to be on string number and string. Alright, so if you see this id, type of this id, it will show you a string. Let's see this type of id. Yeah, it will show you a string, but this id is number. So how can a string and number be compared? First of all, we need to convert this string to number, and for that I need to write parseInt. So it will convert to string as number. Okay, as string. Yeah, so now what is here? Argument of type to do undefined is not assignable to parameter of type set state action. Okay, type undefined is not assignable to set state action. So I don't need this filter to do. Yeah, I need this filter to do, but I don't think I need this specific to do because I have already this title and description. So let's cut it and set title as filter to do dot title. Set description as filter to do dot description. Okay, what is the error? Argument of type string undefined is not assignable to parameter of type. Okay, so what if there is nothing? I need to write here or sign. Let me copy this or this empty string. So it will now work. So if I save here, you will see that this to do. Okay, so what is the error? Okay, so we have refreshed our page. So let me add what to do. Go to market, buy potatoes, and just click add to do and edit, and you will see this default value. Let's write here update to do. So you will see this update to do, and if you click here, it should update. So edit to do or update to do equal just a function and a dot query given default and on submit equal to update to do, and this e of type any, and just we need to write one more function to edit to do. Just come here in to do context and write one more function as edit to do, and I will take id. Yeah, I will take id and id as number and title as string and description and string. Okay, so let's first import it here and here. Edit to do. I'm taking this id up to string and just returning none. It means void. So when I save it, it will automatically reload and just all the data is lost. So the first to do I need is one, title as go to market and description as what should be the description, and date as empty, or let me 12 10 23. Description: buy some potatoes. Okay, so you will see in id1 we have this data, and so let's write this function set to do, and I want just give, and hey, just give me all to do. Okay, so let me understand you. So in set to do, I want all the previous to dos, and I want to return previous to dos dot map as to do, and if to do dot id is matched with the given id, update the title property for the matching id. I have wrote this comment to make you understand, and just return dot all to do and title and description with updated, and for other to do elements or to do, return them unchanged. So let's try this out. So go to market, or I will say go to gym and buy some tomatoes. Yeah, update to do, and hope it will update it. No, it has not updated it. So let us see. Update. Hey, but did I call this? No, never. I want this edit to do, and on edit to do, I just want this id, title, and description. Okay, I want id as string, or percent id as string. Okay, so all the errors are now gone, and let's check it out. Go to the first one is go to market. So let edit this. Hey, go to gym and just buy water and update to do, and just go to this to do. If yeah, it has updated successfully. So let's check it out. I will first go to this to do context and delete this to do, and just it will refresh the page, and I will write add to do, go to gym, do bench press, add to do. It will disappear all the data and it will add to our store. And I also want to implement a functionality so that when we click on it to do, it will navigate us to the home page. So I will go to add to do or page and add to do and just write here. I have to first import it. Const router equal to use router from navigation, and I will write here, hey, when you are done, just push me to the home page, and I will write this same to this edit page. So I will write router equal to give me the router from next navigation, and when you are finished, just push me to the home page. Okay, so when I refresh, it will show 0 to do, and when I add to do, go to market, buy some fixes, add to do, and it will redirect me to the home page. I will add one more to do, go to school, study well, and I will add one to do more, and it will say all to do as two to do as link to, and if I click here edit, it will show you this 2 ID and this all the value, and if I try to update it here, obey your teachers. So when I hit update to do, it should navigate me to home page and update this description. Yeah, it will update this description, and I shouldn't want to update this date because this is the creation date. Okay, so let's now host our application. But before hosting, we need to do some changes in our next app because it will give an error to us. Okay, so as you can see, we have imported many hooks, React hooks in our project. So we need to make them in order. For example, we have imported this use router after this two line. So we have to order this. Okay, and in our all to do, we need to do the same. Reorder this hooks. And at last, in our ID, in our edit page, we need to do the same. Okay, and just cross it, console log, and this use effect hook, we need also to make this in order. So yeah, I need to cross this and paste it here. Yeah, so let's make sure everything is working. So let's hit yarn build and check if everything is working. Yeah, okay, as you can see, it is now building. Okay, it has built successfully. Just warning, it is just saying to add to do in our use effect. But yeah, you can ignore it. It will not cause any problem. And commit it to GitHub, to your GitHub repository. So in this video, we are going to deploy it with Vercel. So you need to first import it. You need to create add new project and just import your application. Hit edit and select your application. Hit continue and deploy it. It won't take much time depending upon your internet connection. So it has started deployment. So let's wait some time. After it will deploy, I will come. So it says congratulations, you just deployed a new project to Vercel. So congrats, we have successfully deployed our Next.js to-do list app online successfully. So hit continue to dashboard. If you want to visit your website, just if you want to visit your website, just click on this link and you will see your website. It will work in the same way. Let's test it. Go to market, buy some chickens and hit add to do, and it will successfully add your to do. Click edit and it will edit chickens and eggs, and click update to do, and it will update it and it will also delete it. So congratulations once again, you have successfully deployed your Next.js to do application. So we have successfully made our to do app. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, just hit the like button and subscribe the channel. And we will meet in the next video. Till then, bye.